Good evening, YouTube. What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, coming to you from the desolation of Ostermark, where I'm going to be leading the Skaven under the leadership of Lord Skrolk, up against Manfred von Karstein and his undead horde of vampires. Manfred's got a couple of Vargeist, some Fellbats, Terrorgeist. Manfred's over here on his dragon. In terms of spells, he brought an interesting mix here. I see Gaze of Nagash and Invocation, just very strange spells to see out of Manfred. Now right away my Warp Lightning Cannons killed a ton of Vargeist. I got 2 Warp Lightning Cannons because they can cause tremendous damage. I deployed in this choke point because I knew I'd be able to force the vampires into a position that I want. Manfred right now is playing Dodge the Warp Lightning, and pretty successfully actually. My backline is Skaven Slave Spears. I got a couple of cheap Skirmishers, a couple of Rat Ogres for some armor piercing, Plague Monks backing up Clan Rats for the main line. My opponent's going to bring all of his flyers in because he doesn't like this Warp Lightning Cannon doing the work that it's doing. And who can blame him? So, in any case, you can see I'm just going to try and keep these guys busy. He's going to get in. He's going to definitely give my cannons some pretty serious problems here. I've got my leadership close by because I want to try and do some damage, and Manfred was pinned against a wall, and I was like, dude, I think I can pin Manfred here. I'm not sure if he can get away. So I put my Rat Ogres on him. Got him pinned against the wall, but look at that. What kind of bullcrap glitch is that? He took off without needing any runway whatsoever. Anyway. So yeah, vampires rampaging my lines there. Back over here, I've engaged his Graveguard with great weapons and skeletons with my Clan Rats, who aren't going to really do great in this fight, but backed up by Plague Monks, they should last a little longer, because the Plague Monks will be a little tougher. Vampires, most of their infantry doesn't have like really high armor. There's this Gaze of Nagash, it's not going to do much. Anyway, see when Manfred comes down, I tend to try and start swamping him. I've already used a Liber Bubonicus on him, and it did quite a bit of damage to Manfred. He's taking a lot of damage when he's down here because I'm able to use this Rival Hide and Trophy Heads, and it's debuffing the enemies around me very significantly. So we can debuff the enemies. Right here I made the mistake of using the Rival Hides both at the same time. That's not what you want to do. You actually want to time those so that you can use them right on top of each other and take away the melee attack of your enemy for a long time. As units come back from routing, I'm going to put them back to work as quick as I noticed them. And I brought Skrolk over here to summon these Plague Monks. My first Plague Monk summon bugged out, which really stinks. I must have clicked a movement order, and so I lost one of my Plague Monk summons, which is unfortunate. So here comes the other Clan Rat. I also made the mistake here if I started using Rod of Corruption and then actually started moving Skrolk away from the fight. And I forget that that ability is based around him, but it was enough to help wrap up that vampire infantry. And at this point, my opponent is scrambling to try and kill my skirmishers and keep my lightning cannons. They're right here. I'm going to bring them back over to the cannon. And see right here, my spears have these dire wolves absolutely pinned. See? The wolves are on the other side. Oh, these slave... This is how it happened. I got confused in the battle. I was like, how does dire wolves get around me? My slave slinger's routed, and he manages to get past him. And he just went charging straight to my Warp Lightning Cannon, so that was actually a good move on his part. Annoyingly good. Annoyingly good. This Graveguard with great weapon here has cut its way through the main line, and it's causing a lot of damage. It's been a bit of a trouble for me. And then another Graveguard with great weapon got through. But on this flank, his guys are stuck. They're not going to get through that infantry. Manfred has taken a lot of damage from Skrolk's Liber Bubonicus, but he's also getting a lot of damage done. He's also slowly being picked at by Night Runners, just trying to get as much damage in as they can here. The leadership, so Skrolk is debuffing some of the units around him, and then you combine that with the 2 assassins, and they can pretty seriously limit what an enemy is capable of. So see here the trophy heads. It makes Manfred way easier to hit, and it makes him able to hit less. So every time he lands, he's basically getting hit with this trophy head. He can't heal much more because of the damage that we're doing to him, and all the regrouping infantry just continually coming back after him. You can see that I'm going to pull in some more regrouped infantry, more regrouped infantry. These Graveguard with great weapons definitely got a little bit of work done, and one of them is still being pretty annoyingly strong because my Skaven aren't really well equipped to kill it. See the Terrorgeist in here fighting, and my rats are continually routing, but I just keep bringing him back to the fight. He can't seem to kill them all, and he's got nothing left to chase him off because his dire wolves are dead. If he would have kept his dire wolves back long enough to start routing a bunch of these units and then chase him down, that could have been pretty devastating to me. See, Manfred doesn't have a lot of life left in him. I'm going to use another Rod of Corruption because I had those Graveguard with great weapons right here, right where I wanted them. So this Rod of Corruption should help finish them off. Indeed, they start crumbling. Once we get rid of those, there's really nothing left to protect Manfred and the Terrorgeist. But my big concern is all the terror routes that Manfred and his Terrorgeist can cause here. You can see that Manfred's trying to pick off units before they get back into the fight. That makes sense. He's doing that to this Plague Monk here too. Again, the damage is mounting. This last Skeleton Spearman is the last ground unit he has, and then these infantry finish their fight. So if this Skeleton Spear dies, then Manfred is now vulnerable. He's going to try and heal his Terrorgeist. There's really no help, though. See the trophy head? It's just going to keep Manfred from having a great time over here. It just wore off, but I can kind of alternate them. They're not going to be ready all the time, but it's going to allow me to do a lot of damage. Gut Runner or Night Runners are back. It's going to annoy Manfred some more. There goes his Spearman. At this point he has to land, so he puts one last couple of breath spells down on, or breaths on me. It's definitely going to do some damage. But let's watch what happens. Manfred has to come fight me. At first I thought he was going to here and pick off these units on the flank. Then he kind of turns back towards the center at the last second. And as he lands, a lot of my units do rout. They don't want to be around Manfred, so you can see some of them fleeing. And the ones that don't pretty soon do. But Skrolk's Pestilent Filth and the assassins who are supporting him are going to be more than enough to finish off Manfred. We got a Liber Bubonicus there. He's gone. And Skrolk is successful. So a win for the Skaven. Quite the brawl there with discard. So thanks for the battle, man. It was fun. Different vampire army. Not exactly what I expected. He definitely dealt with my Warp Lightning cannons, but in the end, just the sheer number of infantry and then Skrolk's slow withering power was enough to get through the day here. He kind of just withers away the enemies around him. It's a nice ability that he's got. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll be back with some more online battles soon.